As promised, another video coming at ya. Today, one of my focuses this month, because it's never too early to start on your New Year's resolutions, I like to start in December, because then all of December you're just like trying to get your shit together and there's too much going on because the holidays are always crazy, but that's the perfect time to start your rituals. Now, I think one of the most important rituals any human deals with is eating. How do you eat a balanced diet on a day-to-day basis in this crazy world? I don't really have an answer for you, but I have been getting into the habit of juicing. I follow what I like to call a vegan diet. That means I am a vegan. So that basically amounts to, I don't eat meat, I don't eat dairy, but I will have the occasional hot Cheeto, and I will order Domino's, which you can get vegan, but the only way to get it vegan is to get it without cheese, which I do because I'm not a fan of cheese. But you do need to order it thin crust. Now, I like the thick crust. I like the garlicky bits, and yes, it is covered in butter. Wow, my confessions for the day. I am a vegan that eats hot Cheetos and buttery garlic Domino's. Okay, don't judge me. Now, onto the healthy portion of this segment. I'm going to be showing you what juices. I make 2 main juices every week, or I try to, at least one of those juices a week, but they're really super easy. All you need is, see, I have a juicer right here, just your standard juicer. You can use, you can actually use a blender if you want, and then just cheesecloths, strain it after, and it's basically the same. I prefer smoothies in general. I have a smoothie every morning because then you get all the fibers and everything. But for these, I'm going to be making a celery juice and a carrot, apple, ginger juice. And I don't often eat carrots like whole. It's just not really my thing. So I prefer to juice them, and I don't eat celery. So I prefer to juice it. So let's get started. So I find that you can find both of these produce items for fairly cheap at the grocery store. A big thing of celery like this is like $1.50. I think this was like $1.79 or something because it was organic, and I do like to get organic because I did get a celery stalk that was not organic last time, and honestly it tasted weird. I try to juice them like the day that I get them. It never happens. So this one's like a little soft, not super soft, just like a little wilty, which I find happens with the organic stuff. That's how you know it's good, because it doesn't just like stay weirdly fresh for 2 weeks. And then I get a bag of carrots, which you can get like a 5-pound bag for $3 at Sprouts. I didn't get these at Sprouts, but carrots are not that expensive, and you make a lot of juice. So I'm not gonna mix them. I used to mix them, but I actually prefer to keep them separate. So I'm going to make just straight up celery juice, because celery juice, and I don't have the science behind this, but celery juice is really good for you first thing in the morning. It helps with your digestion. If I know, or if I look up more information, I'll put it in the description, but just trust me. So I'm just gonna wash these. Actually, first I'm gonna cut off the nub. And then wash these. So I just got this sustainable sponge that's like rubber. It's just like rubber bristles. And it's supposed to last like essentially forever. Or at least longer than regular sponges. And I've just been trying to get into a habit of waste less. I'm not zero waste. I think that's really difficult, but I'm trying to get more sustainable like cleaning options. This is like a bamboo scrubber. The handle's bamboo, and then the plastic, I couldn't find one that's completely plastic free, but this is at least recycled plastic. I'm trying. But you can use this to like scrub vegetables. And I think it's a lot more sanitary from what I hear. Organic vegetables are always the dirtiest. Especially if they're local. I try to shop at some local markets. Okay. As I mentioned, bought a new sweater, few new sweaters, so you don't have to see me in the same sweater. It's fine. Okay. Of course. So Ryan does experiments as a elementary school teacher, and he's constantly taking things from the kitchen to do experiments with, so I don't have like all my typical measuring cups, but this will be fine. I'm gonna use this Camp Vlogna cup. So frothy. Okay, so I store my juices in jars. So probably make about, this is a jar full. So that is my celery juice. I mean, it's super simple. Now we're gonna do carrots. So I'm just gonna wash these carrots. They're such nice carrots. You can really tell when things are like farm fresh organic when they don't have like a weird film that you can't get off of them. I feel like this is mostly true with apples. But even these carrots, they feel like I'm scrubbing them a little and they feel like fully nude, you know? Speaking of nude, have any of you watched the British show Naked Attraction? Just wondering. I'm kind of really into it. It's this show where you date backwards and basically see 6 people butt naked before you even like really meet them, and you have to single out one person from every round, and the rounds go from like below the waist to like below the neck to the full body, and then you hear their voice and oh yes, Rebel, they hear your voice. Rebel's always naked and attractive. I know it sounds really raunchy and like superficial, but it's actually kind of groundbreaking. They include bodies of like all shapes. I bet you watch one episode and you, maybe you have, but I've never seen so many normal, everyday beautiful, different variety of bodies, I swear. They're totally inclusive. There's like gay, queer, there's non-binary people, there's disabled people. It's kind of amazing. They're very ahead of America, I feel, in that aspect, because in America you really only see one type of body. Okay, time for the carrots. I forget that carrots are really fat, so I'm gonna have to cut these in half. Because they don't fit to my juicer. So this I will make probably a lot more of than the celery juice, which I only have like a small cup of every morning. This I like to have, a whole jar of, but I'll show you smaller jars. I want to fill up like 3 or 4 of these little ones. Okay, we're gonna compost all these bits. You know, it's probably the one thing about juicing that's like a little concerning is that all of this goes to waste. You know, this huge thing of fibrous bits. But because I have a compost, I like to consider that it's not waste and that it's just going back into the earth. So these are the jars. Gonna make 3 of these jars. This one's a little chunky. And then I'm going to add apples and ginger. So I have 3 big organic apples. We got to cut these up so that they'll fit into the device. I always heard that there was arsenic in apple seeds, so I try to remove them, but I highly doubt that there's like enough in here to kill me if I juice them. Garlic. Oh, not garlic. Ginger. Okay, we have our jars of juice, and I'm just going to evenly distribute the rest of this apple ginger. And there we have it, our juices. That's a pepper and a strawberry that I grew from the garden, and then our kale supply that I like to put in smoothies. And yeah, I add almond and coconut milk to my smoothies. Here's some ramen. And that is my weekly juice routine.